You don't hate yourself because you failed. You hate yourself because you knew better and still did it. You knew you should have stopped. You knew you should have worked. You knew you should have kept that promise. And there was always that small moment before you gave in, where you already knew exactly what you were about to do, and you did it anyway. Then the next morning, you looked at yourself and said, "This time I'll change." But you've said that before, and that's the part nobody talks about. Every time you betray your own word, something inside you changes. You stop trusting yourself. You stop believing your promises. You stop expecting anything from yourself. And eventually, you don't even need someone else to make you feel worthless. You've trained yourself to do it. Because self-hatred doesn't always begin with failure. Sometimes it begins when you repeatedly watch yourself become the person you promised you would never be. And deep down, you know exactly how many times you've done it. That is why you're here. And the worst part is, nobody forced you to do it. There was no one standing over you. No one made you open the phone. No one forced you to waste the night. No one forced you to break the promise. You chose it. Maybe you were tired. Maybe you were stressed. Maybe you told yourself you deserved a break. And maybe that was true. But you also knew when the break became an escape. You knew when 5 minutes became an hour. You knew when just tonight became the same excuse you've used 100 times. That's what makes it different. You weren't unaware. You were aware. And you still chose against yourself. And every time you do that, your mind learns something. It learns that your words don't mean much, that your promises are temporary, that when discomfort arrives, you'll eventually surrender. And slowly, something more important than discipline starts disappearing. Self-trust. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose time and build something new. But when you repeatedly teach yourself that you can't trust your own decisions, you start becoming a stranger to yourself. And that's when the real damage begins. And maybe you've been calling it laziness, but what if it's something worse? You've stopped believing your own promises. Think about it. When you tell yourself, "I'll wake up early tomorrow," do you actually believe yourself? When you say, "This is the last time," does a part of you already know you'll repeat it? When you say, "I'm going to change my life," does your mind quietly answer, "You've said that before"? That's what repeated self-betrayal does. It creates a gap between what you say and what you actually do. And your brain notices that gap. You can lie to other people. You can make excuses. You can pretend everything is fine. But you can't escape the evidence you've collected about yourself. Every unfinished goal. Every promise you abandoned. Every time you chose comfort when you knew you should have chosen discipline. It all becomes evidence. And eventually you stop asking, "Can I do this?" You start assuming you won't. That's when self-doubt becomes something deeper. Not because you were born weak. Because you spent too long giving yourself reasons not to trust you. And this is where people make a mistake. They think self-respect comes from feeling good about yourself. It doesn't. It comes from evidence. You respect yourself when you repeatedly watch yourself do what you said you would do, even when you're tired, even when nobody knows, even when nobody is going to praise you. That's why one small promise can matter more than another 100 motivational videos. Because when you say, "I'm going to do this," and then actually do it, your brain gets new evidence. Maybe I can trust myself again. But the opposite is also true. Every time you say you'll stop and don't Every time you say you'll start and don't. Every time you choose the easy option while knowing exactly what it's costing you, you strengthen the opposite identity. And eventually, you don't just lose discipline. You lose respect for your own word. That's why another motivational speech won't save you. You don't need to feel inspired. You need to start giving yourself proof. Proof that when you say something, you mean it. But proof doesn't mean becoming perfect. You're going to fail again. You're going to have bad days. You're going to lose focus sometimes. And that's not what destroys self-respect. The problem is what you do after. Do you use one bad day as an excuse to become the old you again? Or do you get back up and continue? Because one mistake doesn't define you. The pattern does. If you fail today and return tomorrow, you're building something. If you fail today and use it as permission to quit for another month, you're building something too. Every reaction is training you. Every decision is teaching your brain who you are. So stop waiting to become disciplined before you start respecting yourself. Start keeping smaller promises. Promise yourself one thing you can actually do, then do it. Don't make it dramatic. Don't announce it. Don't tell everyone you're changing. Just keep the promise, then keep another and another, because eventually, the voice in your head that says, you'll probably quit anyway, will have less evidence, and you'll have more. That's how self-trust comes back, not through words, through proof. But there's something else you need to understand. You don't rebuild self-respect by waiting until you feel worthy of it. You rebuild it while you still feel disappointed in yourself. That's the part people miss. You might not feel confident tomorrow. You might still have urges. You might still want to run back to the same comfort. The difference is, you don't have to obey it anymore. You can feel the urge and say no. You can feel tired and still finish what matters. You can have a bad day without turning it into a bad week. And every time you do, you're changing the relationship you have with yourself. You're showing yourself, I don't always do what feels good. I do what I said matters. That's strength, not never failing. Being able to trust yourself even after you've failed. Because eventually, you won't need to keep telling yourself you're becoming better. You'll have enough evidence to know it. And that's when something changes. You stop chasing self-respect because you finally started earning it. And now you have a choice. You can keep waiting for some huge moment to change you. A breakdown. A perfect Monday, a burst of motivation, some reason powerful enough to finally make you serious. Or you can accept something much simpler. Nobody is coming to rebuild your relationship with yourself. You have to do it. And that means the next time you catch yourself about to repeat the same pattern, pause, just for a second. Ask yourself, if I do this again, what am I teaching myself? Because that's the question you've been avoiding. One decision doesn't just affect today. It teaches you what kind of person you are becoming. Choose comfort every time, and eventually, comfort becomes your identity. Choose discipline when it matters, and eventually, discipline becomes normal. Choose yourself enough times, and self-respect starts coming back, not loudly, not overnight, quietly, until one day you realize you don't hate yourself the way you used to, because you're finally becoming someone you can trust. And maybe this is where you finally stop running from the truth. You don't need to become a completely different person. You need to stop betraying the person you already know you could be. Because every time you keep a promise, you make yourself a little stronger. Every time you walk away from the distraction, you make yourself a little more trustworthy. Every time you choose the difficult thing, you give yourself another reason to respect who you are. And eventually, something happens. The same things that used to control you don't have the same power anymore. Not because they disappeared, because you changed your response to them. That's real discipline. Not controlling everything around you, controlling what you do when nobody is forcing you. So don't make another promise about changing your entire life. Make one promise you can keep today, and then keep it. Because the person you become tomorrow is being built by what you allow yourself to do today. And if you're tired of looking at yourself knowing you're capable of more, then stop giving yourself reasons to doubt it. Prove it. One decision at a time.